This is the story of Eddie and the Yeti. Little Eddie took his sled and walked out into the hills behind his house. He wanted to climb those peaks and ride his sled all the way back to his backyard. He trudged through the snow. He thought that he saw something out of the corner of his eye. He felt like he was being watched. But the only thing around was the wind howling. Eddie made his way up the first hill. He only stopped once to catch his breath. When he reached the top of the hill, the snow seemed to stand up right there in front of him. The snow became taller and taller. Finally, two coal-black eyes stared down upon him. "What are you?" little Eddie asked the creature. "I am a Yeti. What is your name?" the creature muttered. "I'm Eddie," the little boy said. "Where did you come from?" Eddie asked. "I've always been here," the creature said. "I've watched you for 2 years and I know what you want," the creature said. "You want to climb those mountains and ride your sled from the highest peak." "How did you know that?" "That's impossible," Eddie said, astonished. "Impossible? Much like meeting a Yeti in the woods is impossible?" And with one strong lift, the creature placed Eddie on his shoulders. And they were off, streaking through the winter sky. Eddie and the Yeti flew over the mountain peaks. Eddie could see the whole world open up below him. Blinking his eyes, Eddie could hardly believe that his dream was coming true. The Yeti flew on for miles until finally coming to a stop high up on a distant peak. Eddie walked to the edge and looked over to see the world below. The farms in the valley below looked tiny. "Nice view," the Yeti said. "It is my home now." The Yeti took Eddie higher up. They climbed so high. "Are you ready?" the Yeti asked. "Ready for what?" Eddie asked. And Eddie and the Yeti roared down the slope. Up and down they went, over and over again, until they covered every peak, from the highest to the lowest. After a nice fish dinner in the Yeti's cozy cave, it was time for Eddie to go home. "Thank you so much, Yeti." Eddie hugged him. "Will I see you again?" Eddie asked. The Yeti smiled. Then the sun appeared in the gray sky, and then the Yeti sent Eddie on his way. "Mom!" Eddie yelled, running through the back door. "My, where have you been?" "You would not believe me if I told you," Eddie said. "I bet I would." Eddie's mom winked at him.